What's up? I'm Neil, and I'm not gonna get a job after college. It's kind of scary, kind of exciting.
I'm not taking a gap year. I'm not, going to grad school.
I remember reading all those YA novels as a kid, like Percy Jackson, Harry Potter, and the common theme in them is that some special ability or some special identity is revealed to them in adolescence, and that's an appealing idea. If you're the kid living under the stairs in a closet, the idea that somebody's not only going to come out of the sky in a broom and tell you that you're a wizard, but they're going to tell you that you're the most important wizard in the world.
When I was like 16 years old, I remember everyone talking about like,
I'm going to be a doctor. I'm going to be a lawyer. I'm going to be a social. Going into accounting. It's fun to be a professor. I don't really know what it is. Sports manager. Being into the acquisitions and mergers.
It felt so diminutive to just be a something. Like I wanted to be the Neil Adams. Out of some kind of naivete, I thought that somehow our generation was going to be different. And I get it. It's cliche and corny to hate on 9-to-5 jobs. We need doctors. We need lawyers. We need social workers. We need all of that. But I'm not getting a job after college. I felt like I was going to be trapped into picking a job that I would enjoy for the most part, but then I would just kind of get complacent in it. Look forward to the weekend and then dread Monday. Repeat the cycle all over again. Do that for the next 45 years. And then finally have financial freedom, but at a point in my life where I don't even have physical freedom anymore because I'm old. I've been sitting behind a desk my whole life and I'm probably not that agile anymore.
No matter how young or old you are, you always have the choice to make a change, to do exactly what you want to do all the time. We only have, 70, 80, 90 years on this planet. So you might as well do what you genuinely love.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm not gonna get a job. I'm not falling for the Matrix. That doesn't do a lot of good if you don't actually have a plan for like something that you're gonna do.
So 6 years ago when I knew that I didn't want to get a job, I needed to get a plan. I guess what I realized at that point was that if I wanted to be the something, no one was gonna come out of the sky in a broomstick and give it to me. It would have to be something that I created for myself. So I could at least be an unemployed loser on my own dime instead of living on the streets, I guess.
And listen, I did not have it figured out at 16. I definitely don't have it figured out now. But I did make a plan for myself. So I hope that I can share some type of wisdom or inspiration by telling the story of the failures and setbacks and successes that led me to the point where I can say that
if I had all the money in the world, what would I be doing? I had grown up watching YouTube videos. I come from a really small town where not a lot is going on.
My whole childhood I wanted to expose people to new perspectives like I had been exposed to by this amazing thing that was the internet.
All right, I need to save up money if I'm going to bum around a bunch of different countries after I graduate college.
I knew I didn't want to get a job on campus. I started working as hard as I could, but just with the worst odd jobs because somehow that still felt like I had more autonomy than if I had a normal job.
Waking up at 4 a.m., shoveling snow from parking lots, bringing out trash for old ladies. Sometimes they would just not pay me.
Drop shipping was the big buzzword at the time. That would make you a millionaire in 6 weeks. So I tried some eBay drop shipping. I made a few $1,000s off of it. But then I got in some trouble with the school. I got suspended my first semester at college. The story for that is the story for another video, but I got housing suspension, so I was still allowed to take the classes, but I couldn't live in the dorms. And that was the cough year, so it was really easy to get in trouble. Things were weird. It happened to a lot of people who would just get an apartment nearby, but I didn't have money to get an apartment. So I went home. And I mean, it was devastating to get into this really expensive school on a scholarship. It was the perfect school for exactly what I wanted to do, and then get kicked out my first semester and have all the friends that I just made move on without me and continue the year. It was one of the best things that happened to me because it gave me something to prove, I heard people talking about me and I felt like a failure. and I knew that I had to do something. And so I really went all in, trying to make as much money as possible before I got back to school. I kept thinking like, oh, I have to make all this money so that someday I'll have financial freedom and I'll be able to make videos and travel the world and share stories. But then I thought, what if I found a way to make money from the videos themselves?
Eventually, I found this little platform where you could make videos about products.
And then for each thing that they sent you, you would pull up your phone and record a little video showing the product or saying, wow, this is so cool. And they would give you $25.
My roommate at the time, I love him. He was like, dude, what are you doing making videos for $25? Like, that's not even worth it. Like, you should just get a job on campus. You should be making more money than that. I thought that there could be some kind of future with it, so I stuck with it.
And it was a grind. I started doing multiple videos a day. But then in my second month doing it, I made over $1,000 as a sophomore in college.
The agency that I was using was taking, the vast majority of the money that companies were actually paying for these videos. I took some examples of those videos that I had made and I went independent. I started working with companies to run their social media accounts. I wasn't just running the accounts, but I learned how to get the company's actual sales through Instagram. And so now I was making them serious money so then they could pay me serious money. I was making $3,000 a month and then I had my first $10,000 month. And it's weird to say because I had the best childhood ever with great parents, great support system, great friends, great childhood, whatever. But I had always felt so trapped because I had always dreaded reaching adulthood.
I felt like I would have to fall in line with society's expectations and give up my favorite part of life, which was always trying new things and always having new experiences. And so when I finally did hit that point where I felt like I could sort of support myself and work for myself and spend my time how I wanted to,
it was almost like I finally felt okay. Like I felt okay for the first time in my life.
it's like, damn, I did the thing that I really enjoyed, even though it barely made me any money at first. And now I get to make serious commercials. Like I got hired by TikTok and by DoorDash and by Dell, and I get to hire actors and help them make some money. And I'm about to buy my first house, but at the same time, I'm 22 and I don't know how to book my own doctor's appointment. I tried to open a beer bottle like over a month ago and it exploded and I had to get stitches, and I didn't realize, the doctors didn't realize that there was still glass stuck in my hand when they put the stitches in. And so now I still have glass embedded in my hand like over a month later and I don't know what to do about it. I'm on vacation in Cancun right now and it's probably the first time this year I've gone more than 3 days without smoking. I just got cornrows, which I don't know if that's okay for me to do or not.
Think about what you would do if you had all the money in the world and then find a way to make money by doing that. If you want to do extraordinary things, you're going to have to be a little unordinary and make sacrifices.
I tried to do everything in college. I was in a frat and I usually always went to class when attendance was required, and I was technically on the ski team. But there was definitely times when there would be something fun going on and I was like, no, I can't do it, I can't go.
So that's just a choice that you have to make, and I'm not saying that either choice is right or wrong. But I do want to say that it's possible, and it's just a matter of what choices you want to make, what steps you want to take, what sacrifices you want to make.
Listen, I don't have it figured out now, and I probably won't have it figured out in 10 years. And maybe in a couple years I'll run out of money and have to get some corporate job and sit behind a desk.
Is it even possible to work full-time online and also travel full-time and also make documentaries and also own a house with tenants in Syracuse, New York all at the same time? I have no idea, but I do know that in the short 22 years that I've lived on this planet, the things that have brought me the most fulfillment have involved taking a leap and doing something that I have no idea how to do. I have no idea if it's gonna work out, and doing it badly at first and then getting better at it, because that's where you do something new. It's easy to fear failure, and we all do all the time, but I think it's a lot sadder to never give yourself the chance to fail. Some of it is not gonna work, without a doubt, but some of it, if you do enough of it, is going to work. So we might as well try, because none of it's gonna work if we don't try.
I'm a dumb kid and I'm trying to make it work. I'm pretty blessed. Next stop, South America. If you have any stories that you think need to be told in South America, comment down below and I'll tell them. That's like and subscribe.